Hey Gene, I think this the one, baby. It's your boy Killer, Grant, Atlantic, Chain of Command. Yeah, clap, clap, yeah. Listen. I don't know what y'all be doing. We be making that good music. Others try, but don't confuse it. Let me show you why I do it. Jersey. There you go, bro. Listen, we finally made it happen, boy. For you to be a radio guy, boy, your technology in the basement, son.
Yeah, I know. My whole, I don't know what was going on, man. What's going on though? We good?
Not much. We got 7 people in the building, man. They stayed loyal with us, man. So we're gonna get ready to cook. First and foremost, welcome to You Better Not Lie podcast, man. I appreciate you pulling up. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Appreciate you for giving me the look. You know, giving me a platform.
No problem. You've been working hard, man. I see you don't do too many interviews because you're always behind the scenes. You know, looking out for other people's careers. But I think it's always good to highlight some key players in the game, especially for artists that may not know or struggling to be able to figure out how they're gonna get to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so listen, before we go into the show, man, I have this part of the show where I cook. I give you your flowers, and then we go right into the show. All right?
No problem.
Okay, so Smith, BDM CEO, Mr. Talk is Cheap is a staple in the radio world, working for Sirius Satellite XM, Power 105. He has business with them as well. He has worked with artists like Jadakiss, Kayslay, Diddy, Beanie Siegel, Kanye West, Rick Ross, French Montana, the likes of 50 Cent. He's been around Elon Musk, Fat Joe, Jay-Z, Fred the Godson, DJ Self, Rallo from FamGoon Entertainment, Doggy Diamonds, Nipsey Hussle, Spider Lope, just to name a few. One of your popular slogans that I love is that you said you can't win today's game with yesterday's home run. I thought that was fire. So can you elaborate on what you meant by that?
That means just every day I'm on my grind, you know. Right. Every day I'm trying to turn 1 into 2. Every day I'm waking up early in the morning, trying to figure it out, trying to, know what's next. And you can't win today's game with yesterday's home run. So every day it's a new game for me. I'm trying to get in that field. I'm trying to hit another home run. I'm trying to make another play. I'm trying to connect another dot. I'm not worried about what I did yesterday. You can't take what you did yesterday and count that for today. Today's a new day. So I'm trying to win every day. So that's pretty much just staying on your grind, staying motivated, staying dedicated, and, just waking up, doing what you need to do every day.
Yeah, I love that, man. All right, so tell the people where are you from originally, man? And it's a 2-part question. Where are you from, and did you have both parents?
Yeah, I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn, and did I have both parents? Yeah, I definitely did. I have my mother and my father. They still here. God bless. My dad's in Atlanta. I just went and checked them the other day. But, yeah, I grew up with both my parents.
All right. How many siblings?
I got a brother and a sister.
Okay. Y'all close? Everybody still stay in contact with each other?
Yeah, everything's still good.
All right, that's what's up. All right, what type of kid was Smith growing up, man?
I was a kid. I woke up early. And I was into sports, so I played a lot of sports. So, my parents was kind of strict. My pops didn't play no games with me. Okay. So, he kept me in line. And, now as a man that, now that I'm older, I realize, I'm glad he raised me how he raised me, because that made me into the man that I am today. So.
Okay. That's dope. You say you played sports. What sports did you play?
I played football. I played every sport, really. Okay. Basketball, football, track, baseball. Bowling, I did it all growing up, but football was my prime sport.
Yeah, what was your position?
I played strong safety.
Okay, all right, that's dope. All right, I hear like a little island accent, man. I hear the New York, but there's an island accent behind that too. Do you have what, Trinidad roots, Jamaican, what?
Well, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, like I said, but both my parents are from Grenada. In the Caribbean, right next to Barbados, so. Okay. I'm a spice man by way of my
yeah, I can hear it. It's real. It's strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so of course you said you played football, but did you finish high school and stuff like that in Brooklyn?
Yeah, definitely. I graduated from James Madison High School.
Okay. And did you get playing football? Did you get any D1 offers or anything like that?
Yeah. I played for University of Connecticut, where I also graduated with my business degree.
Okay, all right. Congratulations, man. That's big coming from the hood. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yes.
Education is power,
Right.
Like I tell my daughter every day, people pay me to think for them because they be thinking for themselves. So,
I like it.
knowledge is power out here. If you don't have knowledge, you don't have self-born, you don't have anything. So, every day I try to educate myself and, make my mind stronger.
Right. Yeah, I went to Delaware State too, so I went down in Dover. So I have a bachelor's degree too, man. So I always tell guys that it's important. No matter if you're in this entertainment, you gotta be thinking life after rap, life after being a manager, a singer, whatever you are. You got to be thinking about the life after. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
All right. So what I know you played for the University of Connecticut, and you was playing football down there. How long did you stay down there? You did all 4 years, right?
But actually, I went to a prep school called Lackawanna Junior College.
Oh, I'm familiar with that.
So I went there. I was in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I did 2 years there. Then I transferred to the University of Connecticut.
Okay.
Played football there for 2 years. So, I did the JUCO route, and then I transferred to a major D1A.
Oh, so you was on you was really trying that NFL thing for a while. You was like, yeah, I'm gonna get there.
You know what's the crazy part about it? It just sort of like I played in an all-star game, and I wasn't aware about D1, D2, D3. Right. I was just playing football, coming from Brooklyn. I was just playing the sport, and I was naturally fast, naturally good. But the coaches, now that I'm older, weren't aware of certain things, of how to connect with coaches. And a coach from New Jersey actually saw me and was like, "What college are you going to?" And he's like, "Yo, you good. You need to go to a big D1A school." And he introduced me to the coach at Lackawanna, and I found about the prep, and I ended up going there. So.
Is that where you met my guy Eddie Bynes at?
Oh yeah, that's definitely where we won a championship out there. We had the #1 ranked defense in the nation. Eddie Bynes was a killer. That's the strongest man I know. He could lift up the back of a car.
Right.
Like, we was running around Scranton, Pennsylvania back in them days. Man, that was the days. That guy would lift up the back of a car, literally.
Yeah.
He made a fridge.
Yeah, he made the newspaper for lifting the most weights in Mercer County. So that that guy's definitely different, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Eddie Bynes. That's my brother.
Yeah. So what ended your football dreams? Did you get hurt, or you just said, "Hey, I'm gonna move on"? Like,
it was just time to move on. Academics was there, and I was in a great position, and I stayed focused and got my degree.
All right, that's dope. All right, so rumor has it you have some friends that actually made it to the NFL.
I have a lot of friends that made it to the NFL actually.
Do you stay in contact with them?
Yeah, sure do.
All right, and who are they?
Dan Orlowski, Justin Perkins. Well, none of them are currently playing now. That's my time, but those are some of the key people. Alfred Fincher, a couple big names.
All right, no problem. I know one of them was rumored to have introduced you to Beanie Siegel.
Oh, Dion McPhee. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So you connecting with Beanie Siegel? I guess from the story that I read, you went to Philly one day to link with your bro that was playing for the Eagles at the time, right?
Correct.
And then he had Beanie with him, and then you guys developed the relationship from there. So tell me how that was meeting Beanie Siegel for the first time.
I mean, it was everything, growing up. I grew up listening to Beanie Siegel, Jay-Z, Jadakiss. I grew up on these guys. Like, I'm not a music guy. Like, I don't come from a background of music. All of this is literally, as the saying would go, out the mud. I was just a guy that, like I said, I played football. And that just opened up different doors. And when I met Beans, it was like, like I said, I grew up listening to Beans. I'd work out with my roommate Jamal back in those days at Lackawanna. We do 1,000,000 push-ups to Beans. And that was just, being a football player, you just get your mind right. You get ready to go on that field and knock someone out. You listening to, so to meet him and to develop a relationship was everything at the time, to be honest.
Was that like your first celebrity that kind of like you got your feet wet to get in the game with, like, you know, like you running around with beans and then it springboarded from there?
Yeah, I would say that. You know, it'll either be Beanie Siegel or I credit like Red Cafe or
Okay.
Red the Godson. You know, these are guys that, you know, I met from just being outside. So
All right, that's dope. All right, so listen, man, you being from Flatbush, man, like, you know, it's no stranger that, you know, like what happened a couple weeks ago back with the legend Buckshot. You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean?
Shout out to Buckshot.
Right.
Okay.
Were you privy to that, seeing it on social media, and how did you feel about that? You know?
I mean, I feel like whoever did that, that's kind of disrespectful because Buckshot is a legend. So
Facts.
regardless of what, but like I said, I don't know the situation. So I'm not one to speak on situations I don't know because
Okay.
I don't know who was in the room or what was what and
Right.
you know, it's his life. But regardless of what, he a legend out here in the streets of Brooklyn, New York, Flatbush directly. And, you know, you should have gave him a pass.
Yeah, I agree too. All right, so who did Smith grow up in Brooklyn listening to? Like your top 5 MCs, like when you came outside, you and your guys, who was y'all listening to early on?
I was listening to Fab. I was listening to Red Cafe. I was listening to Jadakiss, Beanie Siegel, the whole Rockefeller, whole state property, Dipset. You know, that whole regime. I grew up listening to that. Jay-Z was, you know, I'm from Brooklyn, so that speaks volumes in itself.
So was you one of the 4XT guys?
Yeah, at one point, you know, everyone went through that phase, baggy jeans and you know, and big tees and whatnot. But like I said, my dad was strict, so I couldn't have my pants too baggy and too, you know, they had to still look proper.
Okay. All right, that's what's up, man. My next question is I see you rep something. You even got your nice apparel on today, BDM.
Yeah, fact.
Tell the people what that stands for, BDM.
Backdoor Movements, been doing me. It's crazy how it came about. Backdoor Movements, the name itself, because at the time, I Dion McPhee, I met a couple people and I was doing a show. I brought Lloyd Banks around my way to see that. And I actually, God rest the dead, Mr. C, I reached out to Hot 97, Mr. C. I'd always see him in Temptations, the different clubs and stuff. And I had some money together. And I said, I want to do a show. You know, I want to bring a big artist out here. And he couldn't do it that day. And he put me onto Cypher Sounds. So I called Cypher Sounds and, you know, they was like, you know, we want to shout you out on the radio. How do we shout you out on the radio? What's your promotional company? And I wasn't into, you know, promotional companies, knowing about promoters. I was just someone with money at the time. And I wanted to invest and do a show at the time. So they said, what's your promotional company? And at the time, I did 2 shows with Beanie Siegel. I did one in Connecticut on a Friday, and I did one the next day, the very next day on a Saturday in New Jersey. So, you know, when we got to the venue, you know, where I'm from, I always had a movement. Anywhere I went, I'm always like 30, 40 guys, you know, not being tough or anything, but just, you know, people gravitated. If I tell them I'm going somewhere, all my buddies will come outside and, you know, they call it a movement. And then when we got to both venues, they said, you know, go around the back, you know, to get Beanie Siegel in because the front was crowded and everything. So my buddy at the time, Dion McPhee, he was like, backdoor movements. And then, you know, when I spoke to Cypher Sounds, we was just driving in the car. He said, what's your promotional company? What are you promoting? I said, just say Smitty is throwing a party. He said, no, what's the name of the company? My boy was like, backdoor movements. So I was like, you know, at the time I said, yeah, just put backdoor movements on it. And it's crazy because that's how we just ran with that name because we came through 40 deep. So it was a movement and we went through the back door both times at the event. And my boy just being funny, backdoor movements. And I just ran with that because when I brought Lloyd Banks to Brooklyn, I pasted it all over Flatbush. I got flyers, I got posters. It was all over. So, you know, backdoor movements started being known. Like, who's this dude bringing major artists around the way in Brooklyn? So, you know, and I just stuck with it and, you know, I ran with it. Like I said, this wasn't planned. It's just something that fell into my lap. God bless.
Nah, that's dope, man. And at the end of the day, what you think about it now is backdoor movement. But now this whole thing in Chicago about getting backdoor, your best friend backdooring you, do you feel like that kind of has a stain on your company a little bit?
I mean, not at all, because I believe energy is everything and character is everything. You know, anywhere I go, I'm respected.
Right.
You know, I go to Chicago, I go to Atlanta, I go to Texas, I'm in Houston, so it's how you carry yourself and how you move as a man, you know. So what the next man could never stain my name, you know, because I'm a man for myself. So, you know, I carry myself a certain way. So yeah, that don't have nothing to do with me.
No, that's what's up. So this talk is cheap thing, man. You know, like I watched a couple interviews that you did, and you're you steadfast on like, listen, like don't call my phone unless you're ready. You feel me?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
At the same time, you know, tell the people that's another one of your slogans is talk is cheap. Tell the people exactly what you mean by that.
Well, talk is cheap is just, you know, I'm a man that stands on business and principles. So, you know, it became a flurry. Me dealing with these major artists is, you know, a lot of people, I started becoming known. So everyone wants to call me at a point in time. Smitty, I want to do this. I want to do that. Like they want to go see this person and see that, but they don't got no money. You can't do nothing. You calling my phone. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. And you want me to take you on the radio. You want me to do this with you. So I started coming up with the phrase talk is cheap.
Right.
You know, if you call me, let's talk about something. And then, you know, people that I was around started being like, yo, if you call Smitty, you know, don't even call him if you wasn't ready. Because I'd be quick to be like, look, I'll talk to you later. I'm busy.
Right.
You know, time is money. So, and I'll have patience, especially if I don't know you. So I came up with the phrase talk is cheap. And it started spreading. So they knew I stood on business. And, you know, when you talk to me, just be ready to go because I'm going to make a few phone calls and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to connect the dots. So the phrase talk is cheap just stuck with me and I ran with it. And now it's the phrase I got everyone saying.
Right. I think a lot of artists know now. They be like this. Nah, I ain't ready yet.
Yeah.
Wait to call them. I'll wait till I got them duckies on deck. You heard?
Nah, definitely.
Right. All right, so another question I want to ask, Smick, because you are so, invested in radio and, you know, in that traditional way of doing things to break an artist. How do you feel now that, you know, like, do you feel like radio and podcasts are at the same level now? Or, you know, what's your take on radio versus podcasts?
Well, I feel like radio is still needed and essential because people are always going to be driving, going somewhere and need to listen to radio and hear music and everything. But, you know, as time advances and we grow and get older, you know, things change. You know, podcasts are the new wave, I would say. So, you know, I would definitely say podcast is the new form of radio, if not better, to get yourself out there, you know, put yourself on different platforms and do stuff. So, you know, even like you yourself, you know, podcasts, you know, put different platforms. So I think podcast is the new waves versus radio, but I think both are still essential and both are needed and both are in a capacity where it needs to be.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. All right. So tell the people how you met Kayslay, man.
Oh, man. Kayslay. Rest in peace. Kayslay, the big bro. How I met Kayslay. At the time, I was managing an artist by the name of Big Grand. So we used to go, he wanted to perform at a showcase. So we used to rent dollar vans. I'm from Flatbush. If you know, you would have a dollar van. So we would rent about $3 vans because it'd be so much of us.
Right.
So we ended up going to one venue. So we're probably literally about 45 of us there. So we get there and, you know, usually I'm the first one to go out, you know, see everything, see what's going on, see if this is where we're going into this venue and check the scene. And then I come back and get everyone out. So when we get there, I seen everything was good. I said, yeah, this showcase is good. We got to get in there. So we all go in there, we go through the door. And usually when we come through, you know, we have movement. So we stop everything. So we going in there. And then I think it was about $40 a man. And then some guys I was with was kind of rowdy saying, we're not paying $40. Look how much of us, we don't got $40, let us in. And Kayslay at the time, you know, he had the streets and he was the drama king. And that was the first time I seen him. And he was like, nah, look, we got to do something. And I came and I spoke to him and I said, wait, look, He's like, who's in charge? Who do I talk to? I said, you talk to me. So everyone's like, yo, Smitty coming. They called me over and was like, Kayslay, talk to him. And I made a deal with him. Like, look, it's about 40 of us. Can we pay $20 a man or $25 a man? And, you know, we'll do it like that. He said, yeah, let's do that. You know, we shook hands and agreed to that. And I was walking in as the first man. He said, nah, you wait right here with me and you make sure everyone pays and get in. So I told everyone I was with, I say, look, every man $25. If you don't got your $25, get to the back and I'll cover you.
Wow.
And I did that. And there was about 10 guys that didn't have their $25. So, you know, that was what, $250. I gave it to him in my pocket. Right. And he said, I respect that, you know, because I came through with the army, but, you know, I calmed everyone down and I said, this is what we doing. And I organized it fast. Okay. And I think he recognized that, saw that. And at the time, I didn't even realize the power I had. Shout out to my cousin Vest, too, because he used to always tell me, like, you got power. You got all these dudes, when you come out, they behind you and they want to be a part of BDM and your movement, and they shouting you out and they talking about you. And at the time, I wasn't focused about that because I'm just trying to make moves. I'm doing shows. I'm not worried about power or anything. I'm just trying to make things happen. But I wasn't thinking at the time I was a man moving of power and respect. I was respected in my community. So Kayslay recognized that. And, you know, we built a strong bond. And, you know, anytime he'd call me like, Smitty, I'm coming to Brooklyn. I said, say no more.
Okay.
Make a couple calls and I come through and, you know, it's just a mutual love. You know, Kayslay was one of the first famous people that put me in position. I remember he put me on his Instagram and posted a picture of me and said, you know, anyone that got business in the city, you know, don't talk to me, talk to this man now. You know, you're going to respect it now. And, you know, when he put that post on Instagram, that had everyone in the city like, who's this guy? Like, you know, so that kind of put me in a position to win at the time.
Now, that's dope, man. Where was you when you got the news when he passed?
Man, I think I was driving to Connecticut when I heard he passed. And the crazy thing is, I was the first person he told he had corona, because Kayslay was big about during the corona. You know, we're still running up. We was doing interviews. You know, we're still doing our thing. He was like, Smitty, make sure everyone got their mask on. He was big on that. Right. And then he called me like, Smitty, I'm going to go to South Carolina. I'm going to do this event. And, you know, I said, Slay, you going out there? He like, yeah, the corona, you know, is good. And then he came back and I was hitting him like, Slay, what's going on? You know, because at the time I'd send him music every week and he played on his show every week.
Okay.
So he told me, like, I don't feel too well, Smitty. Like, you know, don't tell no one, you know, I don't want this out there. But, you know, I said, bro, what? What you mean you don't feel well? I said, can I do anything? He said, just pray for me, man. Right. And I'll never forget. I would text him. And at the time, it's crazy because a year before, me and Kayslay, we spoke every single day. That was the big bro, you know. Right. So every day we spoke. Every day, no matter what. He called me, bro, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm busy now. I'm going to shout you back. But every day we spoke. And, you know, when I heard that, that was crushing because he texted me like, yeah, the corona, I'm not feeling well. And then, you know, he had an iPhone and the message started going green. And then when I heard the news, I was devastated.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think we all felt that, especially independent artists, because we knew one thing about Slay, you know, if you could do the business, you got an opportunity. Yeah. You know, most people in radio world, it's not really about, you know, whether you could do the business. Some people just want to gatekeep, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was able to be able to work things out with the streets, and that's why we love K, man. So
Kayslay was definitely, and like I said, he solidified what you said. He was the gatekeeper to the streets, and him putting me in a position to sometimes he'd be like, Smitty, go over here and collect this money or go do this. And, you know, he put me in positions to where people was knowing my name. Like, okay, you want to deal with Kayslay, you got to talk to Smitty. So, you know, it started going like that. And, you know, he put me in position.
No, that's dope. Did he give you any advice that you still, hold the heart today?
Yeah, Kayslay gave me a lot of advice. Kayslay, one of the reasons why I probably got that motto, talk is cheap. I'll never forget Kayslay. I'd be like, Slay, I'm in bed, but this guy, he want to do something. He got the money. He's like, Smitty, get up out that bed. Go get that money now. Whenever someone got the money, you go get it now. And that stuck with me. Sometimes I tell my daughter, I got to go get this money. I got to go do something because, tomorrow I could call them and they'd be like, no, I spent $100 or I don't have that money now. So he instilled in me, there's no better time than now, to do it. Don't wait for nothing. Go get it done. So definitely.
Well, I'm from Jersey, and Kayslay used to mess with, he used to rock with DJ Radio. You know what I'm saying? So radio.
Oh, yeah, that's my brother. Shout out to DJ Radio. Yeah, my laptop died, so I had to get on my phone.
That's all good.
My phone might die on you too, brother. But
you don't got a charge in there?
Yeah, matter of fact, let me go get my charge phone. I just got the iPhone 15, so it's that new C charger and all that. So apologize, but yeah, let's do it.
Hey, listen, this episode right here is sponsored by Milagro Tequila. Make sure if you out there in the streets, you're in the liquor store on a Friday night, Saturday night, you want to get some good tequila that's smooth. You can mix it with ginger ale, lemonade. This is a real crisp, good tequila, man. I love it. This is the sponsor of my podcast. Make sure you go out there and get that Milagro. All right, cool.
Salute.
All right, so listen, what I was saying, I said me and DJ Radio, we actually be going on vacation. We went to Colombia together, man. We had a blast over there, you heard?
Oh, nice. He used to tell me about that, all those trips and everything. Okay, yeah. Radio's a good friends of mine. Salute to Radio. I haven't seen Radio in years, but salute to Radio. Hope whatever he doing, he good.
Yeah, he doing it big. He moved to Oklahoma.
Yeah?
Yeah, he in Oklahoma now. Yeah, word.
Shout out to Juice the Mac, Oklahoma. That's my guy running it up, too.
Okay,
making a lot of moves out here. Remember that name, Juice the Mac.
All right, so listen, what exactly is your role with independent and major artists? Your day-to-day role. When they reach out to you, what services are they normally looking for?
I mean, I connect the dots. Okay. For artists that are serious about their career and invest in themselves, I put them in a position to win. Whether that's bring them on the radio, whether that's introduce them to different artists, whether that's take them different places, whether it's get them content, get them posted here. I'm like an independent label on its own. I used to manage different artists and I built different relationships, key relationships with major labels, major key players out here, gatekeepers that some might call it. And, I just use my relationships to, form business relationships.
Now, is any of those like contacts, when they reach out to you, are they looking for you to walk them through labels, or is it just strictly radio?
I mean, I do it all. I walk them through the label. It's up to them. Whatever their budget is and whatever they could afford or what they want to do, they say, Smitty, this is what it is, and I'm going to get it done. It's a one-stop shop. I'm like my own independent label within a label.
Okay, all right, that's dope. All right, so listen, it's no secret that you had a cool little business relationship with Diddy. So with everything that he's going through right now, what's your take on the case if you want to offer any?
I mean, I'm gonna say it like this, my prayers go out to Diddy. I ain't never seen no funny stuff. Never been no funny stuff around me. And, whatever that man going through, my prayers are with him and his family. And I just feel like it's rough, because whatever he was doing, I definitely don't think he'd be sitting in jail right now. I think he was probably having fun and, went a little overboard. And, once the masses are against you, everyone will turn their back on you. So, I've never been a man to kick a man while he down, and I don't have nothing bad to say about Diddy. I flew out to Miami a few times. He took me to Kanye West release party. I'm chilling with Elon Musk. I'm chilling with Ross, French Montana. I'm in the golf cart going to the stadium. It's me, Fab, Yo Gotti, and Diddy in the golf cart. So he showed me, different stuff. I was on Star Island, I actually been to a party in his backyard, but Never no funny stuff, never
Right.
nothing that I have to say like, but the way I carry myself as a man, you could never come at me with no funny stuff. So,
Right. Right.
like, I don't know if I can't say if it was or if it wasn't, but like I said, he always been solid with me. For my birthday, I think he shot me out like 3 cases of Ciroc.
Wow.
Shot my buddy at the time I did a show with Burner Boy in Chicago. He shot like 4 cases out there. Shout out to Cosmic Kev. He made Cosmic Kev a Ciroc boy through me. So, certain things,
Right.
I can't put no dirt on his name. He always put me in a position and,
Right.
where I could win and, benefit as a, upcoming. He reached out to me. He DM'd me one day, like, I see you out here working, King, da da da. And I'm like, Diddy, I'll never forget. I was at my dad's house in Atlanta watching the
Right.
Super Bowl. Next thing you know, we was on FaceTime. Next thing you know, I was in Miami connecting the dots and we was just putting it together. But, prayers go out to Diddy, and I hope whatever he going through, he get past that. And I pray for everyone that's affected or might have been affected or whatever the case may be.
No, that's dope. All right, so what do you say about streaming? Because just say if it's an artist and he say, "Hey, I'm gonna hit Smith up. I got a budget for Smith, right? I'm gonna
Yeah,
go pick the single on the
yeah.
radio, but then now I gotta wait 90 days to see, how this single's gonna do. And after the 90 days, I might have made $1.11. So, do you feel like streaming is hurting the artist right now?
I would say streaming. If you are upcoming artist, you need your music stream because the main thing why people come to me is to get awareness. As
Right.
an artist, you putting out music, you need awareness. That's what you need. That's the whole. It's no rocket scientist.
Right.
You want to get out there and get awareness. So as far as streaming, you got to do what you got to do. It's other ways. Get yourself on, get shows, get features. There's plenty of ways to make money.
Okay. And is the music business over? So many people in the industry have been saying this. You've seen Kevin Liles just step down. You've seen Dame Dash going through his little thing. You've seen Gucci Man fire all his artists. You've seen Young Thug go to prison, come back home, trying to rebuild. Like it doesn't feel like a good time for music. But you being boots on the ground,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that?
Nah, it's definitely not over.
Okay.
It's all about the space you in. Like I always say, when you create your own lane, you
Right.
move at your own speed.
Okay.
So me myself, I created my own lane, so I don't even see it slowing down or is it over. My DMs is nonstop.
Right.
Every day I got 20, 30 dudes hitting me from all over the world. Smitty,
Right.
we need to do this. We need to do that. So, nah, not on this.
All right, now that's what's up. All right, so how do you balance being a single father um, and being in the business? Like you said, you got to get up those nights to go and get that money when baby girl might want to watch a movie or.
Well, nah, I'm definitely not a single father.
Okay,
Her
I'm sorry.
mother's
That I'm
her
just saying, like,
Oh
wait.
yeah, her mother definitely holds it down and is a part of her life and all of that. Shout out to her mother.
Right,
But I feel like family is important. So no matter how much I'm doing, don't nothing come before my daughter, my
right,
mother, my father. Just my family itself. Because that's the core of everything. That's
right.
why I grind. That's why I do all of this for. So when it comes to my daughter, like I feel like, and once again, that's from my growing up with my mother and my father. My father instilled, like,
Right,
I watched my father come home every week and put the check down and work hard and work overtime. And, I never wanted for nothing. Like I went on cruises and, so growing up with that background and now I have my daughter, it's like instilled in me. If you
right,
don't take care of your kids, then what are you doing out here? Who are you impressing? A lot of people out here are lost because
right,
they out here trying to impress grown men when you should be trying to impress your kids. Like, see, myself, I don't try to impress anyone but my daughter.
right,
She's the only one that I need to impress or, be there for at the end of the day. So a lot of men, lost sight of that. You got to be there for your family at the end of the day. You impressing grown men that, because if you get locked up or you dead, all they're going to do is wear a shirt that say rest in peace.
that's it.
So, I've always been strong-minded. I've been a leader, but I'm a popular loner.
Right.
If you see me, I'm usually with my mom or my daughter. I might shoot at Atlanta, go check my pops, but all that friend stuff and all that, I'm big on family.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, that's dope. All right, so my next question is you had a great relationship with Fred the Godson. Can you tell
Yeah,
me,
shout out to Fred.
yeah, how did you meet him?
I met Fred just mobbing. We go in the spot 30 deep. Fred would be in there 30 deep. He looking at me, I'm looking at him. I see he's the leader, I'm the leader over here. And then Brooklyn Bronx, we just formed.
Right.
It was just love. We go in the crew. We go in there. I'd be in there with my crew. He'd have his crew. And he see us, and then that's it. They knew who the bosses was. I was over here, Brooklyn. He was the Bronx, and he was coming up in the rap game, and he shout me out, put me in songs, and that got me. That elevated me in every capacity.
Right.
Him shouting out Smitty in songs. He was one of the first rappers to shout me out in a song. So
Yeah.
that elevated what I was doing.
Yeah. Where was you at when you got the news he passed?
Man, Kayslay was the first one that called me and told me that he
Look at
knew a nurse at the hospital he was at, and
right.
he told me that. And the crazy part is, I spoke to Fred, right before he passed. He texted me like, "Bro, I'm headed to the hospital. I'm scared. I can't really breathe." And I said, "Bro, I love you. Whatever you need, just hit me." And same thing with Kayslay. I text him, it turned green, and then next thing I know, Slay told me he passed. But those are my two angels and Russ Blade. Rest in peace to Russ Blade Cartel Gang. Those are my angels that I think send blessings to me every day.
Right. Man, like I said, rest in peace, Fred the Godson, man. He was a dope artist, man.
He
Definitely,
was
definitely a
facts.
dope artist. My next question is the Little Dirk situation, man. We see a lot of the young guys doing the drill music, and we in the era now where you got to be who you are on record. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For these kids to buy into your music, they want you to be authentic. They want you to really pop that gun, really sell those drugs. Like, do you get like a lot of calls from the young drill community
I
to
do.
do the radio run?
I do. And at the end of the day, like I say, I look at myself as the big homie. I
Right,
don't want to say OG because I ain't up there yet, but I've always been, even when I was younger, positive mind, good energy. I've never had beef or problems, and
right,
even if I did have problems or beef, I'd handle it head on. I'd
right,
go see where the guys, what's up, what's going on, and I've always been aggressive. I played football. I had my weight up. I was a big dude. So,
right,
I've always been, I handle my problems like that. So,
right.
as far as the drill and all that, that's the new age. I've never been, all of that, that's for them.
But what I was saying is, with the Lil Durk situation, do you
Yeah.
think there's a loophole that he could get out of this, or you just feel like,
He's stuck. I mean,
yeah,
he's stuck. That's a tough one. You got all that money, you worried about the wrong thing, and that goes back to what I said about impressing people. He should have been focused and worried about his bag and his kids. Like, now you got to sit behind bars because you trying to impress the internet or care what the internet say. If I had that much money, what, you
mm,
wouldn't even see me. Like, come on.
right,
So
right,
you just got to be stronger. Mentality is everything. My greatest asset is my mind. The way I think, and like I always tell my daughter, you gotta think. People pay me to think because they not thinking.
right.
So
I
he
like
wasn't thinking.
right. Also, too, in some of your interviews, you talk about investments. You always say, like, if artists, you get a check, make sure you're just not spending it on clothes, cars, women. Make some
Definitely.
investments, because when you're not hot no more, that money may slow up. So I was gonna ask you, are you making investments nowadays? And what investments would you tell some of these young artists that they should invest in?
Yeah, I'm definitely invested. Well, I invested, I'm gonna be honest, I invested a lot of money in stocks when I didn't even know what was going on. I just saw, it's a way to make money and double up your money. I invested some money in Bitcoin, and that
Okay.
money's up now, and I'm not even touching that till my daughter going to college. And
Right.
I would say, you always gotta invest. Life is an investment. A woman or a male you deal with is investment. Life is
Right.
all about investing and investing wisely. So anything you do, you have to invest in. So, if you see something going up, you invest. And that's what I do dealing with these upcoming artists is I see the vision before it even starts.
Right.
I've dealt with a lot of artists from the ground up before they even got hot.
Okay.
So I invest in them because I see their potential. So, definitely invest. Yeah.
All right, that's dope. All right, so Smith, I'm gonna ask you: when artists get the record deal, they get the budget, they get the notoriety, they got the hit single, should they go back to their hood?
No. And if you do go back with security, be smart.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, not everyone is as privileged as you are, and you can't go back to the hood and move a certain way, and if you not feeding the wolves, you gonna get ate.
Right.
So that's one thing I've always done. I felt like I've always in my community, it's never been me stunning, it's me showing them it's possible. You
Right.
could do this. And it's the energy you come with, and at the end of the day, you got to feed the wolves. You're not feeding the wolves, they gonna eat you. So you being an artist and you not doing, and there's a couple artists, shout out to Safari, there's a
Right.
situation, he came back out here, they ran down on him, said he couldn't come back to Flatbush, we cleared that up, that's on the internet still, but you gotta feed the wolves. You can't expect to be around dudes that's hungry and you out here shining. So you
Right.
just gotta have the mentality and always know, that's all.
Right. All right. Did you vote in this past election?
No, I did it.
Okay. All right.
I stayed out. I stayed out the way of that.
All right. No problem. And you seem like you don't want to talk about it, so that's
Yeah.
cool. All right. And then my last question, man. I'm gonna just this one gonna take us out. King Streets. When I interviewed him, he spoke very highly of you. He seemed to, no Diddy. He seemed to glow when I mentioned your name. Like, yo, Smitty, my man. Yo, he did a lot for me. So, do you get that reaction from a lot of artists that you help, like where they just feel like, you know what, Smitty, man, he moved mountains for me. He made it happen. Like, is that a normal reaction for the people you do business with?
Nah, definitely. Like I say, if you move a certain way, shout out to my brother King Streets, character's everything. So with me, if I'm working with an artist, and the vibe is good and the energy is good, it's not about the money. It's about me. And with me, it's never about the money. It's about me. I'm passionate about anything I do. So I
Right,
want to put you in a position to win.
right,
If you go on and blow up and you get a record label and do all of that, they're gonna say, "How you did this? How you?" It's going Smitty. So
right,
I want you to win. I'm
right,
I'm your cheerleader. I'm putting you in the position to win. So Keem was one of those artists. I saw from the gate. He was talented, good energy. Good brother, down to earth. Humble, and I didn't mind. We hop on the plane and put it together, and look where he's at now. So a lot of artists, not all are as grateful as him, but I
right.
deal with most artists I deal with, yeah, they love me. Because
Okay,
if you are artist that's serious about your craft and you invest in yourself and everything, you're gonna love a Smitty because I don't need to lie or front. I'm gonna put you in a position to win, and I'm not trying to scam you. I'm
right,
genuinely doing it, and you could do your research and your homework, and you'll see like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing.
right. And then closing, I
Yeah.
want to shout you out for bringing a lot of Trenton, New Jersey artists through the door, like Pretty Tsunami, Superstar Marco, Don Diego, Fresho Franklin, Big O. And I want to say, did you work with King Bub?
Yeah, yeah. Shaw King Bub. I brought him up to Shade 45
Oh,
twice. He did Hip Hop Nation and all that.
right.
Damn, I didn't even know I worked with all them artists from Trenton. See,
Yo,
when you in your grind just putting in that work, you don't really,
right.
I don't pay attention to the stats.
Yeah.
I don't watch that. Like I
Right.
said, every day I'm on my grind.
Right.
Every day I'm trying to, and one day when it's all said and done, I want my jersey in the bleachers. I want them to say Smitty was a guy who did it for real. He didn't talk about it. He did it. He put it in motion, you know, and he stayed humble. He stayed rooted. You know, I still saw him in the plaza. I still see him with his daughter going to Red Lobster. You know, I'm still part of my community, and I'm still, you know, now it's to the point where people are recognizing me and running down on me, and, you know, it's always love, but yeah, you know, it's a grind.
So listen, man, tell the people, if it's an artist watching, tell them how they can get at you and give you shout outs.
I mean, you can follow me on Instagram, Smit BDM CEO, SMIT BDM CEO. You got business, you want to send me some music, send it to my email, Smit BDM CEO, add the one at gmail.com. Add a one on top of my Instagram at Gmail. And you know, just you know, the streets is talking. You can reach me. Everybody know me. They call me New York Smitty. You come to New York, just say I want to get with Smitty. You know, they put you in the right direction. I do good business. You know, it's good energy, and you know that's how I move. That's how I live my life, and you know, it reflects. You know, and people gravitate to me, and you know, like I said, I'm blessed. I'm a man of God. I'm a family man, and you know, I'm not concerned about what other people doing, and you know, I'm just concerned about what I'm doing. I'm in my own lane right now, and I'm just moving. I'm just trying to turn one into two, and you know, do what I do.
That's what's up. Well, look, Smith, thank you for your time. I appreciate.
Thank you, my brother.
And we're gonna do some more business in the future, man. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Salute to you, my brother.
Salute.
Salute.